way through it. Recording in progress. Okay. I have to admit that originally it was a director of my NA that has been invited, but he is not available today. But nevertheless, we at the German National Agency DEO2, we do have some experiences, and I would like to share my views on the topic. So my position is head of business unit that's called financial and contractual support. And we are dealing with adult education and vocational education and training. My team consists of about 16 colleagues, and we are dealing with the grants for the beneficiaries. We're dealing with the contracts. We're dealing with the amendments. We're dealing with the reports, with the databases and the ICT tools, and all of these very, very funny things, if you know what I mean. As all of these responsibilities are of a transversal, cross-sectoral character, we decided that the TCA shall be embedded into my team as well, just to avoid any leadership position of one of the both educational sectors that we do have at the German agency. I would like to give you my speech in 3 parts without any PowerPoint presentation. You know, sometimes a PowerPoint presentation seems to be a natural enemy of any speaker. I'm daring to hold a speak without PPT slides. The first part is called New Program, a Framework of Opportunities and Challenges. Second part is called Need for Harmonization, and the third is called The Strategic Value of Transnational Collaboration. So to begin with the new program, the key action 3 is dedicated, among others, to improve the implementation of the program in terms of quality, to enhance the national agency's resources that allow for elaboration of activities in a stronger connection with policy developments, and to provide instruments for better exploiting the potential of synergies and complementarities in Europe. So the TCA budget is the biggest budget heading within the KA3 budget in the annual work plan with about 20 million euros. And Germany's share is about 2.5 million euros within education and training. But as a representative of the German National Agency DEO2, I have to admit that we did not pay sufficient attention to TCA activities in the former program. As in the former program, the TCAs have been embedded into the KA2 budget. We felt that there is no strict pressure for establishing TCA activities. If there was money left in the TCA budgets, we transferred parts of the grants to regular KA2 budget and simply granted additional KA2 partnership projects. But with a new program from 2021 onwards, we really wanted to change this situation. We realized that other countries were much stronger with the TCA approaches, and we too wanted to use the available budgetary resources to foster these transnational activities. As you all know, the pandemic stopped transnational ambitions. The pandemic happened to become something like a structural barrier to transnational cooperation. It disrupted education and training provision in Europe. Maybe all of us, we realized the need for capacity building activities in the NAs in terms of ICT and specific equipment solutions. At least we in the German NA did. Let me be honest, if I wasn't in the home office today, I would not have the opportunity to join the meeting because in the NA we are not allowed and we're not able to use Zoom software. But as my director and my president don't realize that I'm using Zoom, so it's up to me to take this opportunity. Maybe all of us realize the need to enhance all kinds of remote and hybrid learning settings. And we realized that the pandemic accelerated the digital transformation of the education and training system. This common need within the new program led to a shift towards online education and training all over Europe, in the Commission and in the NAs. And in a personal perspective, we felt the need that it is essential for everyone to have adequate digital competences and capabilities. So finally, the NAs, together with the Commission, worked hard and pretty successful on a continuity in implementing the program, even within the times of the pandemic. And today, we are more than happy that in 2022, with 1.5 years of delay, to start the ambitious work to discover new opportunities. When we start in this year, we find new framework conditions. A month ago, the selection process for the new Saltos has finished. My colleague just described the 2 new Saltos. I think this establishment of the new Saltos will change the landscape. These new Saltos are going to improve the quality and the impact of projects in terms of making them more inclusive and diverse on the one hand, and strengthening the digital dimension in the new Erasmus Plus program as well on the other hand. I hope and I think they will act as an evidence-based knowledge hub, and as such will channeling the knowledge and lessons learned from the former program in both thematic areas. In practice, this will lead to an improvement for each NA, as they may be supported from these Saltos in their establishment of TCA over the next years. And as some of the brand new LTA activities are dedicated to the horizontal priorities of inclusion and digital, I'm very sure that sharing resources and supporting activities will be right on the agenda right from the beginning. I will come back to this later on. Second part, the need for harmonization and the need for diversity, both of them not being a contradiction. Although there may be national variations across Europe within the operational tasks of each NA, a valuable and high qualitative program management is vital for all of us, for all agencies. Harmonized procedures and cooperations are going to make each national agency stronger than before, and common approaches create more efficiency in work and will lead to a higher level of performance. And finally, cooperation within Europe brings diversity, and diversity is better able to come up with innovative solutions for problems. A couple of years ago, I remember in our national agency, we discussed these needs for cross-border harmonization, and as a working title, we called this need in terms of corporate realization, the Erasmus Plus Academy. With the new developments of the new program, this organization is obsolete today, but the need for common approaches are still vivid. Let me give you, from my point of view, 3 examples for this extraordinary need for cooperation and the benefits of collaboration between national agencies. First of all, a classical topic is the training of experts. Although the program guide and the technical instructions are quite clear regarding the indications about the procedures assessing the applications from beneficiaries. I expect and I know that there exist a couple of differences between the national agencies. And these differences go beyond national specifications. A further harmonization of the experts' trainings, approaches, and national and operational procedures would strengthen the clarity of the selection processes for everyone, and as such would strengthen the impact of the common program. The second area of harmonization is what you may know since the beginning of the new program. This is called the checks of double funding and operational capacity. Since the new program generation, these two checks are mandatory, but there doesn't exist a common understanding about the implications and the consequences of these checks. We do have a software, and this software gives us statistical data about gradual similarities. But what about the follow-up activities? And what about the interpretation of the statistical data? I'm afraid the interpretation of the follow-up activities between the Commission and the NAs, and between one NA and the other, strictly fall apart, and we urgently need further harmonization of these checks. Only collaborative approaches about the best and most suitable interpretations of these checks would strengthen the credibility of the program, and as such would strengthen the trust and the confidence of the program and within the program. The third area of harmonization is the costs of sustainability and inclusion activities. The program gives excellent impulses for opportunities to environmental friendly activities and to widen participation. These impulses are a unique quality of the program from my point of view. But the verifications and the evidences for costs that are linked to green means of transport or to inclusion of people with fewer opportunities, they simply are missing, and we need to construct common understanding about these verifications, so that these opportunities of sustainability and the opportunities of real inclusion of people with fewer opportunities, so that these opportunities become reality. And to become a reality, we need a common transnational approach to this. So I'm coming to the final chapter, the third chapter, the opportunities of cooperation and the strategic value of transnational collaboration. I think transnational cooperation can be considered and must be considered as a key to address and solve common challenges. This counts for global challenges, this is quite clear. This counts for global challenges like poverty and climate change. But this counts as well for very, very current challenges like war and displacement. And this also counts for educational challenges that do exist within the overall architecture of the European education area. The most valuable results of transnational cooperation will be shared experiences and enhanced capacities. First of all, the transnational cooperation can help to reduce disparities and may increase cohesion in mainstreaming the whole program. Facilitating knowledge exchange will empower capacities within the organizations of the NAs and may enable each NA to learn from each other. Cooperation enables the NAs to make better use of our limited resources. But more than this, I think transnational cooperation can strengthen trust across borders. And trust in other peoples and other people organizations is something that we really need to establish. And finally, something else, I think TCA and LTA is not just about cooperation. It is about collaboration. And also both terms, they sound quite similar. I would like to understand collaboration is something more than cooperation. Collaboration contains the whole process of facing challenges and finding suitable solutions. Collaboration means to promote mutual learning, to exchanging information. It means sharing, assessing, and adapting good practice. Or in short, collaboration is about identifying solutions to common challenges. And it is transnational collaboration that can tackle challenges that go beyond borders and build transnational structures for future cooperation and joint community action. And I think this is the uniqueness of our common program. The element of cross-border collaboration lays in the heart of the program. Collaboration and cooperation within the education sector has an extraordinary prominent value in shaping a sustainable society, a resilient society. And even if this is not always easy to handle, in our world, it is cross-border cooperation and cross-border collaboration that has to find suitable solutions. So my statement, my message would be, transnational collaboration is a means to explore significance, to create value, and to increase the impact. So our hope is that the impact of TCA and LTA will further contribute to the gradual improvement of the program, because this is what is meant with the term impact on systemic level, impact on policy level. Increased quality in implementation means, for instance, to facilitate knowledge and practice transfer among the NAs. And when NAs will cooperate and collaborate for the sake of common activities that are linked to a certain policy area, this will have an impact on this certain policy area. There are some preconditions for successful development of transnational impacts, I know, but I'm sure that you and your colleagues are able to fulfill these preconditions. The activities should be embedded into a clearly defined scope. The activities should build on what is already available. They should provide informal and formal connections, and they should encourage the participation of a wide range of stakeholders. But at this very moment, I think we can be quite positive that the existing TCA and LTA activities are fulfilling these preconditions and are relevant and will be relevant on the policy. So at the beginning of the new program in May 2022, we see, for instance, these LTAs as planned. We have a digital LTA, we have the Euro apprentices, the accreditation LTA, the sustainability, the civic engagement LTA, the research LTA about adult education, and the social inclusion in higher education, and something else. And I think it is excellent that there are all education sectors included, and that there are so many member states embedded in this cooperation and collaborative work. And as far as LTA are meant to enhance the strategic elements of the program by building closer links with the policy development, we today can be very happy to see that these preconditions are fulfilled as all horizontal policy areas are addressed. We do have the inclusive Erasmus Plus in the key area. We do have the green Erasmus Plus as a priority that looks for sustainable actions We do have the digital Erasmus as a mobilization to respond to the digital need. And we do have the civic Erasmus Plus as a move towards growing intercultural competences and as a promise to engage more people in the awareness rising of European common values such as freedom, tolerance, and non-discrimination. And I'm very happy that we are on a good track to make transnational cooperation between NA's reality, and we're on a good track with these LTA, TCA activities. We're on a move to continuous and strategic collaboration. And with this, we are not going to fulfill common goals of the program, but also we are going to strengthen the civic society in times of crisis in Europe. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Jürgen.